These guys are ridiculous. These guys are ridiculous.
Now, how about them damn Celtics?
And we are back with another episode of How About Them Celtics. Sam and I are here recording on Sunday, April 21st, after the Celtics Game 1 win over the Miami Heat. Celtics playoff basketball is back. The NBA playoffs are back, and the Celtics decided to just absolutely murder the Heat in the first game of the series. I asked you, Sam. I asked you before the game. I was like, Sam, what is an acceptable margin? Like, what would you be okay with? These double digits, and they said, "Well, times that by 2. We'll win by 20, and we'll be up by as many as 34 points." This was, I mean, the Heat made a run.
We'll make you sweat.
Not really. Like it was like, I get it, and we'll talk about the fourth quarter too, but like the lead never got below 14. Like, it's not like the Heat actually got close to making a legitimate comeback. The Celtics just lost focus for a couple minutes. The Heat decided to make all their shots, and then the Celtics locked back in the last 3 minutes and said, okay, we're enough of that. We're going to still win by 20 points. This was as dominant a victory as you can possibly get, especially in the playoffs. And I guarantee you, and I know this is not what you're doing, but I guarantee you all of talk radio is only going to talk about the 6-minute stretch where they got outscored by 8 points.
Yeah, I mean, listen, it's not great when your team is melting like that right in front of your face, but at the same time, they had melt insurance with a 1 billion point lead. So I guess you kind of have to take it with a grain of salt. Like, nobody really wants to watch the Celtics give up 18 of their 34 point lead or whatever the actual number was during the swing. But overall in this game, I think there was a lot to be impressed with. So I guess we'll actually talk about that. We'll talk about that. Even if it's not what you want to hear, it is what we will talk about. First thing that I thought was impressive, though it was not perfect, they did a pretty good job with the zone. At first, they got sped up. They still got pretty good shots, but they went very fast. And Miami cut the lead to 5 after the first quarter. But they utilized what they have on this team, shooting. Sam Hauser drills 4 second quarter threes. Miami has to ditch the zone. And then after that, you really didn't see the Celtics have much difficulty at all. Even in the fourth quarter, it was just a lot of unlucky open misses. Tatum smoked a layup right at the rim. There were weird things happening for that Miami run to happen. Also, Miami was 13 of 14 in the quarter at one point. So that all plays into it too. But the thing that everybody was worried about, zone. Can you handle it now? Since 2020, Spoelstra and the boys whip that thing out and you get scared every time. Right? That's just how it goes. Not anymore. They're ready for it. They look good. First zone possession of the game, I believe Derek White was wide open on a short roll to the half circle and made a great read. I don't think they got a basket, but it was a really, really solid, oh wow, yeah, they're not messing around play.
Like you said, there were a couple moments of sped up, but I thought they killed the zone. Like the whole Miami zone was, we're gonna send people at Tatum, and Tatum's just gonna be Miami's defensive plan was, let's double Tatum, and Tatum said, okay, I'll just get 10 assists and pass the ball around the court and let my teammates do the work. And Tatum was awesome in this game. He didn't shoot the ball very well. He didn't shoot the three very well, but he finished with 23, 10, and 10, and he did literally everything else outside of score efficiency. The entire Celtics offense. And anybody who looks at the box scores will be like, oh, this guy can't shoot in the playoffs. He was the entire fulcrum of everything the Celtics did on the offensive end. Their entire offense was give Tatum the ball, make the Heat double or send multiple bodies at him, and then Tatum makes it an easy pass, and that leads to pass, shot. And it worked. Time and time again. Sam Hauser got 4 threes in the second quarter because of Tatum doubles and pass, open 3 for Sam Hauser. It was perfect. He was awesome. And you could really see the Celtics utilizing Kristaps to break the zone, because it's just either put him in or have him space the floor 5 feet behind the line and drain a 3 in your face. And that's why they got Kristaps. And it worked to perfection. So give him a ton of credit too. Kristaps looked good in this game, 7 of 13, 4 of 8. I was really impressed with how much they spread the wealth on the offensive end. Tatum's 18 shots were a little bit above everybody else, but 12 for Brown, 13 for Kristaps, D White 10, Drew 8, Peyton 7, Al 8, Sam 6. Everyone was very We're just going to spread
communist
around. We're
ass
going to pass
fucking
it.
offense
Yeah,
today.
it was great. It was awesome. They had 27 assists on 39 made shots. It's pretty damn good. Only turned the ball over 10 times, which isn't bad. And they only had 4 like going into the fourth quarter, excuse me. Or they only had 4 going into like late in the game at some point. And then they had a rough stretch. But Tatum was awesome. Kristaps was awesome. Jaylen Brown had a good game as well. He came off. The start of the game was just Jaylen Brown hits a 3, Jaylen Brown monster dunk, scream, like 14-0 run to start the game. After the 9-0 start, Eric Spoelstra had to call a timeout like 2 minutes into the game. And you can tell these guys were pumped, dude. They were so pumped.
If you ask me, that is how you should start every game. Easy. I didn't really ever have to sweat. I did the heart monitor on Twitter today, and the highest I think I got was like 80 something beats per minute. And that was when the lead got cut to 5. And I was like, oh, they started really strong and then didn't keep it up entirely. Okay, this kind of sucks. But they really came out with great energy. The defensive end was a big time advantage for them in this one. I mean, they forced Miami to tough shots. They turned them over. Miami looked like everything that they had to do was difficult. That is when you know you are in control of a game. If you want to go back, thinking about the game that the Celtics lost in Denver, it was the opposite. It felt like the Celtics were out of control. Denver was getting everything easy. Everything for the Celtics was difficult. So when it's the other way around, it's a really nice feeling to have in a playoff series. And, you know, they didn't play like a bad game by any means, but it feels like there was a lot that they could improve with, yet they still had like a 34-point lead in this game or whatever the biggest. I don't know why I keep going to 34. I think
34. No, it's 34. You're right.
34.
You're right. You got it. Yeah.
Like, yeah, like Tatum really wasn't efficient. He did a great job efficient passing. 10 assists to 3 turnovers is good. But like he didn't even have to try and score. He was able to defer to his teammates. Jaylen Brown, people thought looked rough at certain points of this game too. Like he kind of made some tough decisions going into traffic. Like he was 3 of 5 from 3, but was only 6 of 12 from the field. So that means he was 3 of 7 from inside the 3-point line. Not the greatest Jaylen game in that respect. Only turned the ball over once, which is pretty good. And then like Drew Holiday was 2 of 8. Like he wasn't fantastic. He missed some tough, easy looks at the rim. But there's so much room for improvement, and they were still just never in doubt, really. Like, really bad game for me to break out the heart monitor because there was really no doubt ever.
Yeah, I mean, I wrote about it for Celtics blog. It's already up. I just tweeted it out, but like, their defense was fucking incredible. I was sitting up there with Noah and Justin Turpin and Bobby K at the top, and I was just sitting there fucking laughing like a moron. Like I'm watching them completely shut down. I turned to Noah like when they were on the 14-0 run. I said, if the Heat's offense is just fucking turn around Bam middies, then like I don't see a world where the Heat come anywhere close. Like the Heat's had nothing.
They really didn't have a lot of creation.
No, they really miss Jimmy. But even with Jimmy, but like, dude, Drew Holiday.
Hero was bad in this game. He was 4 of 13.
I was going to say that. Drew Holiday owned him. He said, you're not doing shit in this game, buddy. Good night. Like, Jaime Jaquez was getting contested layups and contested middies the whole night. He looked like he didn't know what to do with the ball when the Celtics pressured him. Bam Adebayo couldn't get anything going outside of contested middies, and he made some. Credit to him. He makes tough shots. If you take away DeLon Wright shooting 5 of 5 in the fourth quarter, which if we want to take a positive from this, maybe that was the Heat's miracle shooting performance of the series, and it came when they were down 30. You take it. If you take away him shooting 5 of 5 from 3, the Heat shot 22% from 3 in this game. The Celtics just killed them, dude. They were on a string defensively, and that's how they're going to win games. Obviously, the offense is what got people hyped, like Jalen 3, Jalen dunk, all this stuff. Like to start the game was awesome, but dude, like. The 9-0 run was because they were locked in. What was hilarious? What?
The defense. I've been telling you, like, awesome. I've been like defense first forever. You're preaching to the choir.
That doesn't mean I haven't. Yeah.
No,
I mean,
no. This rocks. Like
this is a podcast, buddy. I'm preaching to the listeners. Like, come on.
You are preaching to listeners, and you're preaching facts. Who doesn't love good defense? Defense is something you can always just be in control of. And like you said, the Celtics took everything away from Miami. I mentioned it before. All of those shot examples that you gave are difficult shots. That's really all they got. And DeLon Wright making 5 of 5 from 3 was because those shots were not difficult. They were wide open. The Celtics were up $1 billion, and they stopped kind of closing out. So once that started to happen and he caught fire, he's, of course, going to make them. Now, I'll talk about the little like mini melt. Mini melt. We'll call it mini melt. The only thing that I hate about this is DeLon Wright going to be confident in the next game now? Is that one more guy that is going to be the newest Heat inbred that just shows up and is all of a sudden an impact player?
Nah.
You're
Like,
thinking about it.
listen, no. I was thinking about how I wanted to phrase what I was going to say because first off, the comments like roasted me a couple days ago when I was like, I think it was because I was like, oh, I don't know if Jimmy's going to come back, man. Like, I don't put it
You
past him. I
had
think
like
people,
this like just I don't want to say supernatural doubt, but just like, nah, he has to show up. Like that's the rules.
but I need to clarify that wasn't me like having any doubt of the playoffs in the series. I've said this to you multiple times. I don't think the Celtics should be scared of anybody in the first round. Like the Celtics should waltz through this Eastern Conference, and I think they should and will. Like I have been uber confident in this Celtics team, more confident than most people, and yet I still got those comments. But like, I don't give a fuck if Delon Wright like shoots like this. Like the Celtics were completely and utterly dominant, and the literal only stretch where the Heat showed any life was when the Celtics said, "Okay, we're up by 30," and they turned their brains off for a few minutes. And that's not a good thing, but like when you're up by 34, like it's like, all right, just maybe don't do that anymore. It's not like it could cause for concern. It's maybe chill out and don't do it, right? And that's exactly what it was for the Celtics. I'm not worried about this team in the slightest. And anybody who comes away from this game worried about the Celtics, you don't watch. There was a comment. It was so funny. I need to find this. So it
While
was
you
like
look, it's kind of funny that everyone was like giving you a hard time about like being afraid. Like that's what I've been doing. Like this whole like week, I've just
it's
been leaning
crazy to
into
me.
like I don't
It's
feel great
crazy.
just because it's the playoffs because I just get anxious and you're getting killed for it. It's hysterical.
Somebody on Twitter early in the game. Imagine this happening against Denver. Anyone that thought they can actually win with Missoula and his awful threes chucking is insane. The Celtics shot 22 of 49 from three in this game. What the fuck are you watching? And this
I
was
think
in
at
the
the
first
time they were
quarter.
6 of 18 or something.
This was in the first quarter. Even so, like this was wire to wire, right? Like the Heat did not
Yes,
lead for a
Celtics
single
start.
second in this
Yeah,
game. And your takeaway is how could anybody ever think they'd win? If you say that after this game, I don't know what to tell you. Like this might have been the most dominant victory of the first round of the playoffs so far, outside of maybe what happened in Phoenix, Minnesota. But even that was close in the first quarter. This was never
wow.
close. This game was
As
never
we're
ever
recording
close.
this, Dame is making everything against
It's
the
true.
Pacers. So
Today's blowout day.
yeah, today is just actually like beatdown day. Happy Sunday. One team decided to celebrate and just take it as a day of rest each game.
Yeah, I guess so, dude. Nah, the Celtics defense was incredible. It's a credit to them. It's a credit to everybody because this entire I mean, when this team was sort of formed, like this group, like we should have known that we did know this defensive potential was possible, but like, I mean, all they have to do for the playoffs is lock in, and then you'll have like great defense and all this stuff. That's what we were saying, and they fucking did it in game one. And so give them all that credit, because the defense was truly the best part of this game for me. Excuse me, got the hiccups. That and Jayson Tatum's playmaking, like those two things, really carried the Celtics in this game, and they deserve a ton of credit for it.
It's just so funny. It's like the key to playoff success is literally just try, please. Just try for 48 minutes in each game.
I
That's
mean,
all we
the
ask.
fact that
Even
they
today.
are good enough, yeah. Well, the fact that they are good enough where it is just try, like, is a testament to how talented they are and how good they can be.
All right, we got to talk about it. Caleb Martin, bam.
Yeah, that was rat.
Heat
Both.
culture, dirty
Everything
plays.
rat. Yeah. Both of those were dirty.
Bad. Now I know in the press conference nobody bit. Nobody said anything. Joe was the only one that gave anything that was kind of worth reading, which was, "Hey, I'm going to make fun of this and be like it was funny." I loved it.
I don't think that was sarcasm. I think he was dead serious.
He was just
Genuinely.
like, I wonder if anyone's in a fight. And he was like, let me see. But Jayson Tatum was like, it's part of the game. Porzingis was like, it's part of the game. But if you didn't watch the game, this game was nearly over. 16-point deficit with what, minute and a half?
Minute left.
And
yeah.
Miami fires up a shot. Tatum jumps up for a rebound. And who else but Caleb Martin goes in and just clips him from underneath. Tatum lands flat on his back. Nearly had his head hit the parquet.
It snapped back a little, but it didn't hit the ground.
But
it
did not hit the ground.
No.
And he probably could have hurt himself, but he sprung right up like he was about to go fight somebody. Watch this.
He did. Well, he sprung up to. He didn't go to fight anybody. He just sprung up to like go to the other end and like show that he was okay. But this is dangerous. He just went to the other end. Jalen got into it with Caleb Martin because Caleb went to like help him up, but
respect.
Yeah. Also, I'm sorry, Caleb Martin. Respectfully, you getting mad at Jalen for swiping your hand away? You just fucking decked his teammate, and I'm sorry.
You literally like cut his legs out from underneath him.
He didn't even.
No play on the ball.
Prize Picks is America's #1 fantasy sports app with more than 3 million members. It is the easiest and most exciting way to get in on the action while you watch your favorite sports and players. You just pick more or less on 2 or more player stats and watch all the winnings roll in. You can now win up to 100 times your money on Prize Picks with as little as 4 correct picks. You can turn $10 into 1,000 with basketball, hockey, college basketball entries today on Prize Picks, America's #1 fantasy sports app. One of our favorite picks here at the How About Them Celtics podcast is the Drew Holiday blocks. It's usually 0.5. He just needs more than 0.5 blocks. That means 1 Drew Holiday block. And that pick is in the bag. Prize Picks is really simple to play. I can make my picks and submit my entry in less than 60 seconds. Download the app today and use code CLNS for a first deposit match up to $100. Again, download the app today and use code CLNS for a first deposit match up to $100. Pick more, pick less. It's that easy. Did he get... Yeah, no play on the ball. I wasn't for a brief second. I thought he got like pushed by Porzingis a little right here because his arm.
There's speculation that he was pushed by Holiday.
Oh, he was. Watch it. I just saw it when you said that. It's a very small push, but he was.
You don't have another angle of this?
I mean, it's gonna keep going. I don't think so. Like there's the angle from the start right here.
It is.
Yeah, he was.
That's where you can see if he pushed him.
He was. Fair enough, but like,
is Tatum playing the Tatum ones?
I don't know.
What do you think we're gonna focus on in this? No,
he's not. There's just the colorway of the new one, but he did get pushed by Holiday a little bit. Still, scary. The Garden.
He clearly did not get pushed very hard.
No,
you don't need to go flying into Tatum. All right, now the other one.
Okay, wait. You see a little more.
All right, here. Let's see.
No, he could have recovered from that push, but he did get pushed. He could have recovered from it a little better, though.
Like, if you're pushed, you do have the choice to just fall.
Yeah.
Bam. Illegal screen on Derek White? The signature
absolutely.
move of Bam Adebayo setting an illegal screen. Can you believe that we saw this today?
Let me find it. It was like an egregious illegal screen, too.
Derek White is chasing a ball handler, runs into Bam. Bam kind of puts his shoulder into him, and Derek White gets dropped to the floor. I think the Celtics bench was really pissed about this when it happened.
They were pissed. They were really mad.
Did anyone ask Joe about that?
No, we should have, though.
That would have been the one to ask.
I will say, Bam is very good at passing off illegal screens, like not illegal screens.
Yeah, that's all he does. That's how he gets paid.
He's mastered it.
Stuck his shoulder out and sent him to the floor.
And you can see his feet moving too while he's like, doing it.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, that's some fuck shit, dude.
I mean, I tweeted the Silver get ready to get hurt, buddy, when Bam was like, "There's going to be a physical series," which is just him saying, "Hey, we might hurt somebody on purpose." And it did not take them long to get after the festivities.
Yeah, I mean, it was just so blatantly illegal. I'm trying to think what else from this game was of note. Pritchard and Hauser rocked. Hauser especially 4 threes in the second quarter was awesome. John Smyers, shame on you. You got to breathe. Did you see my interaction with this fucking guy?
I did.
Brother, you got to calm down, my man. Like, this motherfucker, first quarter, responds to me on Twitter. I don't even know what I said. The original tweet was just something about the first quarter. He goes, "I don't know if we should play Hauser anymore." I responded, "John, brother, you got to breathe." He said, "Momentum was crazy when we put our bench in. Outside of Pritchard, Horford, and Hauser have been ass." Hauser and Horford finished the game 6 of 11 from 3. John, yeah, I literally responded to him. I said, your analysis of ass has to go beyond missing or making shots. Like, come on, man. And then Hauser made 4 threes literally like 2 seconds later.
Mm.
They were great. That's the point, though. The bench was good.
I think Hauser was fine. When he missed his first 2 threes, they were both open, and then they were going at him on defense. It was a little bit like, don't love his minutes. What?
I thought he did a pretty good job on defense, though. I don't think it was terrible. Like, he stood up for himself.
Yeah, but they were still like going through him.
Yeah,
like, he was getting posted up and they were scoring. Like Kevin Love took him in the post. I think Bam took him in the post. I think Hawkes went at him in the post.
Maybe. I don't know.
It's not really
I
that
thought he did
important,
solid,
but
I thought he did a fine job on defense.
I don't doubt that John was like, he missed shots bad.
Yeah, that is what happened. Pritchard was also good. Horford made his threes eventually. Starting lineup obviously was great. Derek White led the game second in the game in scoring. Tatum got him at the end, but very quiet game from Derek White, I thought, but it was like really good game. Quiet, really good game. So that was fun to watch. 20.
Yeah, 20. 3 points. No, not that quiet. He made a bunch of threes.
My point is I didn't realize he had 20. Like I didn't like. That's what I meant by quiet. Jalen had a weird game because he started off really hot, had like a 5-minute stretch where he was just fumbling around and going way too fast, and then he composed himself and was awesome again. So credit to him for that, I guess, up and down. This outside of Tatum, who had obviously 10 because he had a first career playoff triple-double, Pritchard led the team in assists with 5. But everyone was getting it on the assists. Pritchard had 5, Holiday had 3, Derek White had 4, Jalen had 3. So they're passing the ball really well.
We have to talk about this.
Great win.
Celtics did a fantastic job on the glass today.
Yeah, it really the glass.
Yeah, they out-rebounded the Heat by 10. The Celtics, as a team, grabbed 10 offensive rebounds, so there's your rebound differential. And in a game that I was a little bit concerned that Miami would hit the glass hard, the Celtics did a great job, took control of it, and it was a key part of the win. Like early in the game, they were closing out possessions. Peyton Pritchard had a huge offensive rebound, I think in the second quarter, and he put it back up for a bucket. Just having the effort to hit the offensive glass is a little bit of a difference maker compared to what we've seen in the past from this team. Like, this is the type of shit that happens against them. Like, I don't know how you would look this up. I'm not saying look this up. I cannot tell you the last playoff game the Celtics had like this many offensive rebounds. Usually it's like they get killed.
Let me see. I can find that pretty easily. The guards especially, like Drew Holiday was on the glass, Pritchard was on the glass, like everyone was getting after it, which was fun to see. Horford did a really good job too. I don't know how many those 3 guys had, but it felt like those 3 were doing the majority of the rebounding.
Horford had 2 offensive rebounds.
Drew had 2.
Holiday had 2. Pritchard had 1, which was
really just everybody.
Yeah, it was a team effort. Like, they did a really great job of just hustling, making sure things didn't get out of control, help them finish off offensive possessions.
They actually had a lot of offensive rebounds last postseason. They had 12 in the opener against Atlanta. They had an 11 offensive rebound game against Atlanta. They had in the Philly series 8, 8, 9, 13, 9, 6, 7. And then in Miami, they had one game with 21 offensive rebounds. That was the blowout loss though, so it's fake. But then to end the series, they had 12, 12, 10. So they actually did a really good job of it last year. But
I wonder if they out-rebounded in those games, though. Don't look it up. It's a lot to look up. But
yeah, I'm not going to look that up. I shall not. Just a great game. I don't know what else there's to say. Oh, are we sure Perk's allowed to talk good about the Celtics anymore? I don't think he should. I don't think it's
Perk lost his Celtic card.
Yeah. Do you see his quote after the game? Miami Heat could go 100% from the field and 100% from 3, and they're still going to get swept.
Nope.
Isn't this like 2 weeks out from him like talking shit about?
Pretty sure he like said at halftime, like they were all kind of trying to like trash the Celtics and be like essentially like criticize them because they were beating up on like a Heat team that's not good. And Stephen A was like, "Well, are you going to criticize the fish for swimming? Like they're just doing what they're supposed to do."
Yeah, what the fuck?
I could have butchered that a little bit, but the premise was like they were like, well, the Celtics are doing this, and they were trying to spit it into a bad thing, and it's like, well, this is just what they do.
I found the clip that I was thinking of. This was after the Knicks Celtics game, I believe, where the Celtics got blown out. And Perk, I don't even know what he says, but I think it's
Knicks
stupid.
and the Celtics meet in the playoffs, Perk. Would Jalen Brunson possibly be the best player in that series?
Hell yeah.
Okay.
You didn't even hear what he had to say. You
just don't get to say shit, right? Like, come on, man. Can we be serious?
I can't wait to talk about all the other playoff games on the podcast tomorrow, because I think we should do a hot take from every series.
I'm in. Also, I know I mocked you for tweeting it. It is so fucking dumb that Missoula's not top 3. Like,
It's just like, well, the
insanity.
reason I tweeted is because it's like, if you're gonna put this out,
I was just
like,
fucking with you, yeah.
But like, you know what I mean? Like, if like now that I think about it, if you're gonna put out finalists for each award, I guess like being a finalist is recognition.
I think it's just top 3 in voting. Yeah, it is.
But like, I don't know. You think they would be in the finalist section of the thing that the NBA actually releases? Like, there actually is something to show for that. I mean, Dagnall's going to win, so it doesn't really matter. You're right. I had a slip of the what is it? A Freudian slip? I don't know what it's called. I was back home.
I forget who tweeted this, but yeah, I don't know who tweeted it. I forget. Apologies. If you're the one who tweeted it, because I forget. Somebody asked, like, when is the last time a 60-win team? It was KJ. Shout out KJ, old friend of the pod. Genuinely would love to know if any other 60+ win team in NBA history hasn't had a single person on their team finish in the top 3 for any major award.
Yeah, I mean,
it's crazy. That's really insane. Like, what is the last? I'm trying to think of, like, the last 60-win team was the Suns a couple years ago, right?
Wasn't Chris Paul towards the top?
Chris Paul's top 5 in MVP voting. Monty Williams he won Coach of the Year that year, didn't he?
Probably, yeah.
Yeah. The Warriors always had Steph up there, right? Like, it's crazy. The only thing you can think of is maybe those Spurs team, but even that, like, Pop was probably up towards the top of those. It's insane. It's insane, right? Like, it's crazy that they have 0 player. Like, not a single Celtic is up for an award this year. Not even like in the top 3 of any award.
It is a little bit difficult for me to give a fuck.
Still crazy. But, well, here's something you can't give a fuck about. Celtics up 1-0 in their series, and now, yes, Sam, the 2-day break that they have will be spent
talking about winning
peacefully. Very peacefully.
I had to explain that to the lady today. We were at breakfast, and I was like, this is even more of the torture chamber, because if they lose, then I have to think about it for 2 days instead of just 1. Actually, it's more like 3 days, because you have the 1 p.m. tip, and then you have 3 nights to think about it.
Ooh, also, the the best quote is going to be in my 3 Things article tomorrow. Bam was asked, Abby Chin of ABC Sports Boston asked him, he goes, do you take the Bam Adebayo matchup personally? And he said, Kristaps. Yeah, sorry, what I said, Joe?
You said Bam. Bam
My
was
bad.
asked.
He's asked about the Bam matchup, and Kristaps laughed and, like, chuckled. It's like, nah, this is business. Of course, we want to top him as much as possible, but understanding they're going to play through him all the time, and he's going to be involved in situations. I don't care about him. I care about the team and what we're trying to achieve. This is not one-on-one me against Bam. This is Celtics against Heat. So we'll make sure that's our focus. Just, I don't care about him. I thought it was an awesome soundbite.
It is. That's going to be like a Bleacher Report graphic if it's not already.
I don't care about him.
And then, like, Heat fans are going to be like, bulletin board material.
Yeah. Shout out. That's it, though. Any final thoughts?
Nah, we'll be here, if you're listening to this early, Talking C's 11 a.m. tomorrow with Bobby. Pod tomorrow, where we're going to talk about all the other games. And, yeah, we'll be around all week. Subscribe if you're new. Because, did you say at the beginning?
No, I probably didn't. Oops.
This is the time of year to be like, subscribe if you're new.
I know, it's true.
This is where people come out of the bushes like Homer Simpson. Or he goes into the bushes. You know what I'm talking about.
Like Sam said, make sure to leave a like on the video.
Avengers. There's
Please do. Please do. Leave a like on the video. Subscribe to How About Them Celtics. We'd appreciate it very much. If you're listening on audio platforms, make sure to follow us there. Leave us 5 stars and a review. And I'll let Sam wrap it up for you.
The hell do I do this for? You just do the whole thing
I-
before me.
Sam,
Somebody
I
pointed
say-
it out today.
I say that on every single podcast. It's because
Mm.
you don't say like and subscribe. You say find us here, find us here, find us here, and I say like and subscribe.
I say leave a 5-star review on Spotify and Apple.
I'm sorry. I won't say that one thing of the 6 fucking things I said. You asshole.
Mm.
Eat shit. Do the outro. Shut up.
You're legitimately pissed. You're not. That is the I'm going to leave the call tone. All right. Thank you very much for listening and watching. Make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel, hit the notification bell so you don't miss any of the content we put up every single day. We got something new for you. We have game recaps coming at you the morning after each game. We have full pods Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday. We have Talkin' C's live with Bobby Kravitsky Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And Celts of the Roundtable is here on Tuesdays around 6 p.m. Us, 5 other Celtics beat writers, all chatting it up. And we're live before each game for pregame. So definitely make sure you subscribe, leave a like. And you can find us on Spotify and Apple. If you follow us there, the audio pods and game recaps will be right in your feed. If you leave a 5-star review, we would appreciate that very, very much. You can email us, hbtcpod@gmail.com is the address for that. We'll be going through the inbox tomorrow on the stream or on the pod. So get your thoughts in. I'm sure you got something to say. You can find our socials at How About Them C's, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok. Our Facebook is just the name of the podcast. You can find our streams there. They're on YouTube and they're on Twitter. Jack's Twitter is at Jack Simone NBA. Mine is at Sam LaFrance NBA. That's it for us. Bye.
Taco, come on.
Taco's having some fun here.
That is bogus! These guys are ridiculous!